M0FXB, welcome to my videos on the Lilygo T-TWR+. Big thanks to Nakontai for this firmware. This is the GitHub link provided, and you can see that once we've added the firmware, we get APRS, we get an iGate, we get a tracker, and we still have our full voice radio. We can control it using this, it looks like Pi-Star sort of display. And at the top here you can see a dashboard, radio, iGate, Digi, tracker, VPN, wireless, and this allows you to control this device that you can see here, and my device is in the background there. So it's very exciting and inexpensive compared to some other items that are available, and this one's about £65. And we've got GPS, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, and even an onboard SD card for expansion of the memory. So let's dive in. I've been watching Matt TechMind's video as well to help guide me through this, plus also reading the instructions, which I think are quite good. So I just want to show you that on the side of the device there are some buttons, just so you're familiar with what those buttons are. Let's see if we can just line it up here. The bottom two are the ones we're interested in. This one here is the boot button. It makes it reboot. And this is the reset button. So we need to hold the boot. When it's rebooting, we need to, for about 1 second, we need to hold the reset, and it puts us into firmware mode. And when we're in firmware mode, the screen will go black. First thing we'll do is download the firmware download tool. So that's here. See, it says Expressive. That's where we go, and we want to click download just here where this arrow is, and it will send that to our download folder. And I extracted it. There it is there, flash download tool here, and I just clicked it and I selected extract here, clicked extract, and I extracted it to a folder that I had created called Lilygo. Now the way you create a folder, if I move this over here a bit, you just find a gap on your PC. There's a gap here. Right click and then go new folder. When you click new folder, it lets you name it before it shuts down. So you'd name it Lilygo. It doesn't have to be that name. It's just easier to find it. I always put them on the edge here so I can find them easily. So when you click extract, remember it's on the desktop. Look for desktop here, and then look for the file that you've called Lilygo. It'll be in alphabetical order. Mine's here, look. And then you just click OK, and it will put all those files or any other files into that folder. So the process is, once you've got your files, and I will show you how to get them, you use the download tool, this small box here, to enter these parameters that you can see there, which is ESP32S3, develop and USB. Click OK, and then it opens up this window where you add the bin files that you've saved. So to save those bin files, just scroll beneath here. I created a folder and I dragged them in. So if you look at my folder that you saw me create, just double click that, and you'll see that in this folder I've got the boot app bin, the boot loader bin, the ASP32 APRS bin, and underneath that it's called the partition. So we've got 4 boot files there, and that tallies up with this image here in the instructions of the 4 bin files that we're going to put in there. And once we've got them here, we can click start. We do need to select the COM port, and they've selected a baud rate here of 921/600. That's the speed, but we'll have to find the COM port of our device. When our device goes into firmware mode, it will boot up in COM port mode. To get the files, just go down and just click one at a time. This is what I did. Just click one and go straight up here to your downloads, and then just click on it and just drag it into that folder. Just drag it in and let go. So you click your mouse on the left, keep your finger on it, drag, and then let go, and it will be in this folder here. And I just did one at a time. So you could see the ones I did was bootloader, the one that was called app, the APRS one, and the bin. I didn't touch the bottom 2. So I've got those files ready. So now if we go back to the download tool, remember we downloaded this and sent it to our Lilygo folder, which is here. So double click that, and you want to double click where it says flash download tool, double click, and then there it is there, the bottom one. Double click that. Yours might be white when you first see it, but double click it and it's going to go black like this, and then it's going to open this window. And within this window we're going to put the parameters in that you saw in the instructions. So let's just go back to the instructions. So in the instructions we have ESP32, let's get it exactly right, S3, that's there. Then we have develop, that's fine, and then we have USB, and then we need to get our device into firmware mode. So I'm gonna, if I fail, I'll just do it again, but I'm gonna hold down the boot button until it starts to reboot, like so, hopefully. Maybe we might have to power it on and off again. So let's power it off completely. Let's just try that again. So it is quite fiddly. So to power it off, you hold down the top button, and it does say power off. Is it? No, it's the one, sorry, one from the top. That was PTT. See, it says power off. So the second one down is power off. The next one down is the boot. I'm going to hold the boot now. The USB cable is in and into my PC. I'm going to hold down boot, and then I'm going to try the other button as well. See if anything happens. No. So let's power it on. So we'll unplug, power it on, hold down boot. Sorry about this, but we need to get it right. Hold down boot. Let me just follow the instructions again. So I can see I've got a COM port. If I go right click, oh, there's one there. Device manager. Like so. It still says, yeah, it's coming on. We don't want it to come on. Comms. You do get a COM, I'm COM26. So let me just tinker until I get this to go into firmware mode. So the instructions say, you can see them if I move this over on the right hand side here. Press the power button for 1 second to make sure the T-TWR is powered on, which it is. Then it says press and hold the boot button without releasing it, then press the RST button, then release the RST button, and finally release the boot button. So let's do that again. Press and hold the boot button, which is the one from the bottom. Getting my fingers ready here. Press and hold the boot button without releasing it, then press the reset button, release the reset button, then finally release the boot button. So I have done that. I don't really know that it's in firmware mode, but I have done that. So we're just going to dive in and see what happens. So ESP32S3, develop, and USB. Click OK. Then we get this. We're going to upload the files. I'll upload them in the same order as this photograph. So the top one is bootloader bin. So I'll go to the desktop, find my Lilygo folder, and then so the top one is bootloader bin, so that's that one. And apparently we have to tick, and I've noticed some numbers have been written here, so we're going to go 0 times, oh, it's a small times by the looks of it, then 4 noughts, 4 zeros. Then we'll go on to the next one, which is partitions. Even if this fails, this process is the same, so it will still be in the video. 1, 2, 3, is that, yeah, 8,000, yeah. Okay, and then the next one down was boot app. That one there. And again, remember to tick. Thanks, Matt. And then 0xe and then 3 zeros, sorry, not noughts. And the last one is the ESP one. Okay, well, hoping we got it right. Ticket, and then 0 times 10,000. 0 times 10, 1, 2, 3. It's 4 noughts. I'm just going to double check. 4 noughts, E and 3 zeros, A and 3 zeros, and then 4 zeros at the top. Okay, so now we'll look at the other settings that have been selected. It says 40 megahertz and DIO. Can't see anything else, and then we're just going to click start. So it says here download panel 1. Okay, well, I've seen that I forgot to select the COM port. Let's try that. So COM port 26, and remember on the other one it's 921,600. Let's try that. Start. I hear noises. That looks like it's working now, so don't make the same mistake I made. So even though the screen has stayed, you can still see the screen. Right, finished. So we definitely got the firmware in there now. Next step is to sort of reboot it so we can see the new firmware. Okay, back to the device. I'm just going to unplug this, see if it will let me just reboot by holding down the power button. If not, I'll take the battery out. Yeah, it's not going to let me. So just whip the battery out a minute, like so. Just lever that out. I had to solder this part on here because the battery wasn't big enough, because the real battery is not a, although this one works fine, 18650, it's actually a 21700A. It's a bigger battery, but they give you this spring, and I've just soldered it to the bottom. Just remember though that this end is plus, okay? So look at your battery carefully, minus there, plus. And so let's see if we can just squeeze that in there. Now, when you're squeezing these in, be really careful not to break off any components off the board. So really think about what your fingers are doing. Okay, that was quick. Wow. So there's going to be quite a few videos learning how to do this, but let's just see what we've got. I'm very pleased that went well. Hopefully my video helped you install it. So look, if you go up and down, you're selecting, what have we got here? GNS information. So we do one at a time. Let's do, so we're going to select by pushing the cog. Nothing at the moment, no lock yet. Hopefully we'll get one later. 2 clicks, I believe, to go back. Let's go to Wi-Fi. No, it's not Wi-Fi, it's last stations. What am I on about? It looked like Wi-Fi. Statistics. Oh, let's go back, 2 clicks. Because I'm doing 2 clicks, aren't I? All right, let's go back. Information, we've done that. System. Wi-Fi, APRS and Bluetooth. Let's just do Wi-Fi. See if it will go. And it's an even RF module, look. Oh, too fast. What's all that? Oh, look. No, it's actually wants my Ethernet and my username and password. Just go to, we're not going to do it using the device. It's too fiddly, look, but I could. Look, it's letting me do it. Let's go. You know, there's a lot you can do. Let's see if I can come out of that. I wonder if I can power off now, at least. If I get stuck. When I pushed that, a light came on. Power off at the top. Nope. Oh, I can see that it actually boots up with an SSID that you can find on your computer. Can you see that there? And then you can use connect to that, and then you can use the IP address they give you to set it up. It did actually let me hold down the PTT and turn it off. Pretty cool. I think I'm going to end it there and make new videos configuring this. I don't want to sort of spend ages guessing, but it looks like it turns on and the Wi-Fi comes on, you connect to it, you put an IP address in, and then you can connect to that. And so this is sort of part one, but yeah, very pleased that's gone in. Bye for now. So you can see that we can literally have endless fun with this. And we've got a log that we can look at as well. We can look at APRS FI. Let me just show you, I've got it into digipeater mode here. Now all I've enabled, if you look on the left hand side, is it says here digital repeater mode, okay? And it's been enabled and it's -9. That's all I've done. And so let's just transmit a beacon from my FT5D. Just go F beacon. It goes to the device, which then retransmitted, and that's why it was picked up again by my FT5. How cool is that? It's just great fun. I haven't enabled iGate mode. I need to learn more about that. You just saw a you can hear it in the background, more signals coming in. Let's move this over. I had to go out and come back in, that's why we've got a new log, M0JTJX there, and you can see there where they're via the last path, which is wide 1, wide 2. At the moment we're just on wide 1. Not sure how to add more, but although I do like using APRS, I'm by no means an expert. So thanks for watching my YouTube channel. Of course I'll be learning more about the Lilygo T-TWR Plus. I think the firmware, and I'll put the link in of course to load this firmware. See that? It's going well. It's still repeating, look, did you see that? So it's just fantastic and great fun. And in it, you know, £65, come on. And it does that. And I want to test it with WinLink as well. And VARA HF. Though, I suppose, because it is a TNC, you don't even need VARA. VARA is a software TNC modem. Bye for now.